Hello, Earth Signs. Happy Friday. Welcome to your daily focus tarot. Sorry I've been gone for a few days. So, for today and what you should focus on, we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, fives, they can talk about conflict, tension. They can also talk about health issues. To me, this is more about being in competition for material things. And you'll notice that the wands here, because they deal with the core of the self, they almost have like ears. Whether they're upright or in reverse, the style around the wands for the gold in this deck is all about ears. So they're like a person, and they harken back to the devil and to I don't know if like the magician would be considered to be like God, or if the fool would be in the tarot. And I don't want to get too much into Christian theology, but these wands, because wands deal with who you are at the core of yourself, with your conscious and your unconscious, with your soul, with the part of you that you're aware of in this world. So this Five of Wands, it can be talking about your health, but to me this is talking about some type of disagreement or conflict, some sort of competition for material things, because we have Nine of Pentacles. And I'll show you what it looks like in the upright. So in the reverse, this is talking about like being addicted to work, being addicted to material things. It can be talking about a loss in terms of material things when it's in the reverse. To me, it's more about like you're in competition for, say, a job or an advancement in your career, something that will bring you more material things, and potentially you've lost this. Either that, or you're having like overindulgence of material things. You're really struggling with like a shopping addiction. When you feel upset or stressed, you want to go shopping. That type of a struggle. Now, when I was shuffling, I asked for the Ethereal Visions first. Queen of Cups came out is the second card on what you should focus on for today. When I first started asking the Druid craft for clarifiers, two cards kind of, as I was shuffling, they kind of like went whoop and jumped the deck, but they didn't fall out and they didn't stay in my hand. So that was Ace of Swords and the Hangman. And I heard in my head that you're going to have a breakthrough on something that you sacrificed yourself for. So this Five of Wands, whatever the struggle and the sacrifice was, you're going to get a breakthrough. You're going to get some clarity on that situation. Now, Queen of Cups came out in Ethereal Visions, and the clarifier, Queen of Cups and Druid craft. So very much Queen of Cups today. Now this one, Ethereal Visions, I read it slightly different than the Druid craft. So this one, because of the seahorses, to me this is more about love. And she's got the seashell, and it makes me think of that famous painting of Venus or Aphrodite coming out of the sea with the seashell and, the cherubs all around her and stuff. And there's two. There's like a bowl and a cup, or like one big cup and one smaller cup. And look at the way she's kind of holding it and looking kind of dreamy. And then you've got these either tadpoles or baby lizards that haven't grown their legs yet and their arms. So you've got this transformation, you've got this love, this long-term the Queen of Cups, it can talk about, using your intuition. It can talk about, because it's a queen, it's motherly. It can talk about being like unconscious emotions that put you into the flow, that give you emotional stability. And love certainly does that with these two seahorses bookending and these two starfish, right? Now the Druidcraft one, I read a little differently. You'll notice it looks kind of, the sky and stuff looks kind of sick. The rock here, oh, what is that? That's a beetle? I've never noticed that before. There's like a scarab beetle right there, which talks about intelligence and life and building your own abundance, taking, well, it rhymes with hit, but it starts at an S to the beginning of it, and turning it into something more than what it is. So lemonade from lemons. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It's that kind of philosophy. That's the scarab beetle that I never noticed there. So what's healthy is the rock, the earth, and the water. Standing on the solid ground, but dipping your toe into the emotions, into the love, into the healing, into what your unconscious emotions are telling you, what your intuition is telling you. And it almost looks like she's, getting ready to capture the moon here with this full moon. This one doesn't have a moon at all. So I'll read to you a little bit from the Druidcraft. It talks about Queen of Cups in touch with the most profound aspects of the feminine, so very motherly. Healing and nurturing, as well as inner strength, that can unite creative imagination with compassionate action in the world. She has a mysterious, unattainable aura. She does not depend on outside validation for her purpose in life. So, struggling in having this loss or this overindulgence, they're saying, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be validated by the stuff that you own or by other people and what they think about you. Your validation comes from within. And what did I just have a flash of? There's a Bob Dylan quote out there somewhere that talks about a man is a success if he wakes up and he's able to do what he wants to do all day and then goes back to bed, goes back to sleep content, or something like that. I'll try and remember to look it up after I'm done recording this and the fire sign video. It's a very good quote, and I'm not really a Dylan fan, but that was an awesome quote. Back to Queen of Cups from the book. She can express her emotions freely. If the card does not refer to a person with the Queen of Cups, it may refer to your mother, therapist, or a woman who inspires love in you and stirs the depths of your emotional nature. I don't think that's the case here, unless they're being a role model for you. I think this is about you and how you're living your life with your values. It says Queen of Cups is able to unite dreams and visions to make them come true in the world. Oh yeah, and it talks about referring to work in terms of acting or any sort of relationship counseling or healing. To me, this is more about you and how you're seeing yourself in the world and how you're validating yourself. Now at the bottom of the Druid craft we have Cernunnos, which talks about, because it has lovers here that are sleeping in the dark. Ooh, that's a lot of glare. So they're sleeping in the dark here, and the lovers used to be called the choice cards. So they're making a choice to be in the middle of the forest in the dark, and Cernunnos, who is the devil in other decks, the devil is like the shadow side of yourself, the stuff that you don't want to acknowledge. It's the parts of you that you're not comfortable with, you're not able to sleep around. And you see how he's highlighted in white. He's got a white aura, and he's got one eye open and one eye closed. And he's just sort of almost like being a sentry, watching over them, watching over what choice are you going to make. Are you going to make the choice to wake up and head to the light and he would let you pass, or are you going to choose to stay asleep and in the dark? Are you going to choose to just dip your toe in and call it good and not completely go in the water and get your healing and get the love you need? Are you going to continue to be in strife and competition, to feel lost, to feel overworked, to feel like you're not able to fulfill yourself emotionally and spiritually unless you have physical things, and continue to overindulge? So underneath Cernunnos, we have the Princess of Cups, which is about passion and inspiration and possibilities, and figuring out what these possibilities are. And you'll notice she's got a waterfall, and she's also got a lake. All these cards have water, except for the Hangman and Cernunnos. Most of these cards have water. So the Moon, this is a card about gaining knowledge and illumination from your unconscious, from really thinking about where you want to go and being able to go down that path, and being able to balance, when you're on that path, being able to balance feelings of not being a part of something, feeling like that feeling of being alone in a crowd. But that doesn't bother you because you know that your path isn't to follow the crowd. Your path is to do your own thing. It's to go your own way. And you know, the Devil card, that card can talk about following the path of the world, following the path of like the material world, as opposed to following the path that you're meant to follow in terms of your spirituality. I saw 1400 when I said the path that you're meant to follow, because you're meant to follow your own path. You're not meant to, you're a soul and a body in the physical world, and that's one thing to juggle, but at the same time you have to remember that you're a soul and you have a purpose for being here. You have something that you want to learn, something that you want to do. You're not just here to, you know, eat, sleep, poop, and work and you know, sit in front of a TV all day. You're here to do things, and you're here to experience things. part of knowing that is part of what you're healing, or what you're figuring out how to heal. Yeah, you're figuring out how to heal. Have a great Friday. I'll see you tomorrow.